Hey kids, it's July 7th, Tuesday. This is actually my third attempt at recording today's video. During the first attempt, I was sitting in the older one's room while the younger one played on the floor beside me, pulling at my laptop and everything else within reach. Meanwhile, there was screaming downstairs because one of you believed the other had been watching and laughing while you practiced some dance moves. That apparently hadn't happened at all. But the emotions were real anyway. So, as you can imagine, recording didn't go particularly well. Nothing unusual there. This is simply what life in our house looks like at the moment. Loud, messy, exhausting, and beautiful. And somewhere in the middle of all that chaos, I suddenly thought, how lucky am I? How much do I already have to be grateful for? That is what I want to talk about today. Gratitude. It is one of those ideas that sounds almost too simple. People say, be grateful. Say thank you. Think positively. Sometimes it appears on posters, t-shirts, coffee mugs, or social media posts. And because it is repeated so often, it can begin to sound shallow. But I believe gratitude is much deeper than a pleasant sentence. It is one of the most powerful ways to train your mind. Because the human mind is naturally very good at noticing what is missing, what doesn't work, what went wrong, what we haven't achieved yet, what someone else has, what could be better, what we still need to fix. And there is nothing wrong with wanting to grow. There is nothing wrong with ambition. There is nothing wrong with dreaming about a better future. I hope you will always want to learn, build, improve, and become more capable. But if you only look at what is missing, you may become blind to what is already present. And believe me, there is usually far more present than you realize. Gratitude doesn't always have to be about enormous things. It doesn't require a new house, a holiday, a promotion, a major success, a beautiful gift. Sometimes gratitude is simply appreciating that you can stand up without pain, that you can breathe easily, that your body carried you through another day, that you can drink clean water, that you can sleep in a warm bed, that you can hear music, see the sky, walk outside, go to the toilet without pain, hug someone you love, laugh with your family. These things sound ordinary when we have them, but they are not small. They only feel small because we have become used to them. There is a psychological idea called hedonic adaptation. In simple terms, it means that human beings gradually become accustomed to changes in their lives. Something new feels exciting for a while. Then it becomes normal. The new house becomes simply the house. The new job becomes simply the job. The healthy body becomes something we barely notice. The person beside us becomes so familiar that we may forget how painful their absence would be. We adapt. That ability helps us survive and continue moving forward. But it also creates a danger. We may begin treating extraordinary blessings as ordinary background objects. And that is one reason gratitude matters. Gratitude wakes us up. It reminds us that what feels ordinary today might feel miraculous if it disappeared tomorrow. Breathing freely does not feel impressive until breathing becomes difficult. Walking does not feel extraordinary until you cannot walk. Hearing someone's voice may feel normal until you can no longer call them. The Stoics understood this deeply. They often reminded themselves that nothing in life is guaranteed. Your health is not guaranteed. Your wealth is not guaranteed. Your home is not guaranteed. The people you love are not guaranteed. Even tomorrow is not guaranteed. They did not remind themselves of this because they wanted to become gloomy or frightened. They did it because remembering the temporary nature of life helps us see it more clearly. When you remember that something can be lost, you begin appreciating it while it is still here. You hold the hug a little longer. You speak more kindly. You complain a little less. You pay attention. You stop treating your life like a waiting room for some better future. Because what you call ordinary life is actually your life. What is given can also be taken, and gratitude is one way of remembering that without living in fear. There are many ways to practice gratitude. The simplest is to say it aloud. I'm grateful for this meal. I'm grateful that my body carried me today. I'm grateful that someone smiled at me. I'm grateful for this conversation. I'm grateful for 5 quiet minutes. Another method is keeping a gratitude journal. I have attempted this myself many times, and to be honest, I have not always been consistent. But the practice is very simple. Once a day, or even a few times a week, write down 2 or 3 things you appreciated. They don't need to be impressive. In fact, the smaller and more specific they are, the better. I'm grateful for the coffee I had this morning. I'm grateful that the sunlight came through the window. I'm grateful that someone asked how I was feeling. I'm grateful that my legs carried me where I needed to go. I'm grateful that I had a quiet moment before the day became busy. The purpose is not to convince yourself that everything is perfect. Everything is not perfect. Life includes illness, disappointment, conflict, injustice, fear, uncertainty, and loss. Gratitude should never be used to deny those things. It should never become a way of telling someone, "You are suffering, but you should simply be grateful." That would be insensitive. Gratitude is not denying pain. It is noticing that pain is not always the whole picture. It is training your mind to see the good that still exists inside an imperfect life. And your attention matters enormously. What you repeatedly focus on becomes larger in your experience. If you consistently focus only on what is missing, life begins to feel empty. Not necessarily because your life is empty, but because emptiness is what your attention has been trained to find. Your thoughts shape your experience. Not magically. You cannot simply imagine a sports car and expect one to appear in front of your house. But your thoughts influence what you notice. What you notice influences what you feel. What you feel influences how you act. And how you repeatedly act influences the life you build. So there is no magic involved. It is a chain. Your thoughts shape your attention. Your attention shapes your emotions. Your emotions influence your choices. Your choices become habits. And your habits gradually shape your life. When you practice gratitude, you are not merely trying to feel pleasant for a few minutes. You are directing your mind toward what is good, useful, beautiful, and meaningful. You are teaching it to notice hope, possibility, strength, love. And when your mind learns to see those things more clearly, you may begin asking better questions, making better choices, dreaming better dreams, treating people better, living with more energy. That is why gratitude is not weakness. It is not passivity. It does not mean saying, "I have enough, so I should never want anything more." Gratitude means, "I recognize what I already have, and from that place of fullness, I will continue growing." That is very different from chasing the future because you believe your present life has no value. When you build from emptiness, nothing ever feels sufficient. You reach one goal and immediately need another. You receive something and instantly begin comparing it with something better. You may spend your whole life pursuing satisfaction without ever experiencing it. But when you build from gratitude, you can still move toward the future while carrying some peace with you. You can say, "I love what I have, and I am still working toward what could be." Those ideas are not opposites. Gratitude and ambition can live together. Contentment and growth can live together. You can appreciate today without giving up on tomorrow. People express gratitude in many different ways. Some thank God. Some thank the universe. Some thank nature. Some thank life itself. Some speak directly to the people around them. I don't think the exact form matters as much as the sincerity. What matters is that you pause, that you notice, that you say, "Thank you. Thank you for this breath. Thank you for this body. Thank you for this day. Thank you for the people I love. Thank you for another chance to learn. And sometimes, perhaps even, thank you for this difficult experience. Because although I would not have chosen it, I will try to learn from it." That does not mean you must be grateful for every painful event. Some things are simply painful. Some things are unfair. Some losses cannot be turned into cheerful lessons. But even during difficult periods, you may still find something worth appreciating. A person who stood beside you, the strength you discovered, a small moment of peace, the fact that you continued. Real gratitude is not available only when everything is easy. It is the ability to find something meaningful even when life is complicated. So don't wait for life to become perfect before allowing yourselves to feel grateful. Life will never become completely perfect. There will always be something uncertain, something unfinished, something difficult, something you wish were different. But even in the middle of that imperfection, there will usually be something beautiful. Find it, name it, write it down, say it aloud, share it with someone. Because gratitude makes life feel less like a broken object you are constantly trying to repair, and more like a gift you are learning to experience. So tonight, before you go to sleep, think of 3 simple things you are grateful for. Not because it is homework, not because you are supposed to sound positive, but because your mind deserves to remember how much goodness is already here. And do not ever forget, I love you both very, very much.